My name is Tanja Nolan.
Tell me about where you grew up.
I grew up in North Baton Rouge on a street called Lupine Avenue.
What was it like growing up out there?
The neighborhood was very good. It was nice people. They watched me become a mom. They watched me flourish and become the beautiful young lady that you see before you now. This was my bus stop for high school, McKinley High. They had some houses here, like some duplexes or something. It was life. It was just really good people. It was Mr. Will and Mr. Matthew that lived here. Eat together, pray together. One gentleman died for pancreatic cancer, and the other one died of lung. And then the death started to come, and it became sad. Mrs. Shirley's mother-in-law passed away of cancer. And it's not a coincidence, honestly, that 4 women off that street had to have hysterectomies off that one street. 4. Myself, my mom, another young lady, and another lady who passed away. That wasn't a coincidence.
Encircling her beloved block is the petrochemical industry. It's part of an 85-mile stretch from New Orleans to Baton Rouge, dubbed Cancer Alley. Living in the shadow of those plants are at least 45,000 people.
And eventually it was 13 people off of Lupine Avenue that passed away of some sort of cancer. And they all passed away and went home to God.
Tell me about your cancer journey.
I became very, very ill. I think that if I didn't pay attention, it probably could have spread it and turned to something else. So I'm grateful. After that, I recently had surgery. For my own protection, I just had to move. That was like the best thing I could do.
You don't believe that they were diagnosed and it was something that they did. You believe it was something in the air that caused them to catch this.
It's no way and not a coincidence that 13 people all caught cancer and then later died back to back in threes. It just kept happening. That's not a coincidence.
The EPA years ago documented problems at a plastics plant near her former home. Our national investigative team found in 2009 the EPA forced Formosa Plastics to pay millions in fines after inspectors documented extensive violations to the Clean Air Act. The most recent EPA reports show the last 12 out of 12 quarters, the plant has been non-compliant with the Clean Air Act with significant violations. And the EPA says vinyl chloride is known as a human carcinogen. And the plant has had releases triggering a mandatory report to the EPA. Nolan's frustration is compounded after learning recently that same plant applied for and was granted an exemption to the Clean Air Act. They requested it citing timing to get into compliance and economic security on their application. Here's why. The Hahn Rule requires at least 220 chemical plants in the United States to implement stricter emission controls by 2026 or 2027 to reduce cancer risks in communities. But shortly after taking office in 2025, President Trump's administration set up an email address where facilities could request an exemption to 9 different toxic air emission standards, including the Hahn Rule. Our partners at ProPublica found through a public records request, the Trump administration has so far exempted more than 180 facilities across 38 states and Puerto Rico from various Clean Air Act rules. 25 different companies were granted exemptions from the Hahn Rule at 52 individual locations. These passes were justified by the 2 ways a president can grant a legal exemption: national security concerns and delays in getting the technology needed to comply.
I do see a lot of black particles on my door. When I have friends come over, they like to point that out oftentimes, especially if they have little ones coming in, they touch, lick, put their hands in their mouth. They are sometimes concerned, but I really never put much mind to it, and but it is there. It's there and it's very visible. I wonder what's coming down, raining down on us, you know. There's this fine dust that collects on our windshields in the morning, every morning. And even if I use my wipers there, it's still there. It just kind of smudges from side to side.
The copper industry is what put this town on the map. And it employs hundreds of people in this town and takes care of a lot of families. So that's very important to this community.
Well, there's always two sides to every story. There's a very positive side to the smelter because it employs a lot of people. They also finance a lot of youth projects and for the elderly and community services and things like that. So that I never worried about the contamination from producing the copper because I guess it's always been under control. It's never been visible or felt.
In defending the authority to grant the exemptions, the White House cited national security concerns and said the timeline for compliance would require shutdowns or massive capital investments before any proven pathway to compliance exists. A disruption of this capacity would weaken key supply chains, increase dependence on foreign producers, and impair our ability to respond effectively in a time of crisis. Those words have environmental advocates like Mary Lee Orr crying foul. What's your take on that?
It's alarming. I don't know if that's necessary for our national security, but it alarms me because it is putting off doing what's right for our air. I mean, for people inhaling these things, and my whole life is about having clean air too.
Should breathing clean air in 2026 be a luxury or a right?
It's always should have been a right. Always. It's our right. I mean, people fought and died to have this wonderful country, and we need to be able to feel like we can grow things in our garden and we can drink our water, and certainly, you know, you can buy bottled water, people used to tell me, but you can't buy bottled air.
Oh, when I grew up in St. James, we lived off the land. My daddy had a farm. We had clean air. We ate fresh vegetables out of the garden, and we would drink water from the hydrant. And we would go outside and play on the green grass.
Sharon Levine is in charge of Rise St. James, a grassroots organization battling any petrochemical expansion in Cancer Alley. Her house is located near 7 different petrochemical plants that requested and received exemptions by the Trump administration. How many people do you know have died of cancer?
It's too many to count. That's how many it is. Every household you would go to within this 10-mile radius, someone has died of cancer or from the pollution that the industry is putting into our air and our water and our soil.
Levine introduced us to...
My name is Earl Tarzan. I had bone marrow cancer.
Are you in remission now, or are you still fighting it?
I'm still fighting it. I'm under treatment now. I've been fighting it ever since.
Who all has died from cancer in your family?
Okay, my grandmother, my grandfather, my mama, my daddy, my older sister, my other sister, and I had another sister died from cancer. And I had one brother die from cancer. I had another brother die from cancer. I had another brother die from cancer.
How concerning is that these plants are getting these exemptions?
I don't think that they care about the lives of the people. All they care about is making the money, and they don't care who have to die for them to make the money.
What is your biggest fear living here?
That I'm gonna die before my time. And I know it, I feel it, because I don't have the funds to pack up and leave, and I don't wanna leave my community.
How angry are you?
I'm not angry, but I am hopeful. I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful that things will change for the better. As long as I keep looking up to God, anything better can happen every day. So I'm optimistic.